Help me, please.
Sorry, guys.
Shut up and learn.
I already have an idea for what I'm going to do.
I have not finished.
Action, Justin.
Welcome back to the Introverts Podcast. We're here today with the boys.
The boys.
Another podcast for you. Jason, what are we talking about today?
Today we are talking about board games. We're going to finish off the topic, and then we're going to move on to the next one. We're currently on Cards Against Humanity.
Cards Against Humanity. Oh, God. The funny times we've had on...
Is that game where you play against aliens for your humanity?
Exactly.
So you don't get anal probed, or what's it go?
You know what's
That's
actually...
Oh,
South
no.
Park.
You play against aliens to get anal probed. You want to make them
shit.
interested in you.
I've been playing the game all wrong then. I've been winning. I should be losing. Still a great game. I mean, that's kind of where our friendship took another leap, too, for our group. Because I remember we went to your house mainly, Michael, to play cards. And then I was just like, can I make my own card pack? And
Still have that card pack.
glad you do.
Still have 15 expansion packs as well.
We'll have to do one at some point so that they actually understand it.
We'll have to throw it on stream or make a video of it, or both. Why not?
Yeah, why
Working
not?
on los dos. More content.
We could literally
That means
spend over an hour just explaining all the in-jokes in that fucking card
I would
pack.
say more than that.
It would probably take...
There's so many
easily.
in-jokes.
Basically, if you've never heard against Cards Against Humanity,
What rock you living under? I want to join you.
Are you fucking human?
anyways, basically,
Detroit Become Human.
There's a lot of games that are kind of spin-offs of it, but basically
where they
you
are.
have someone put down a card, they read it off, and you have a bunch of cards in your hand, and you put the best response in your card that you can send
It's
it to the
just a
person,
fun-
and then
it's
they
It's like the
choose
adult
their
version.
best one.
It's like the adult version of Apples to Apples.
That's
The better
a better
version.
explanation that I could give.
It's just a fun game, and I think it was like the first board game that we actually all played together. Before that, we were just kind of like talking about anime, right?
Pretty much,
Yeah, that's all we did before was yell about anime, and then we played the Cards Against Humanity. Because I think half of the Cards Against Humanity custom card deck is like anime references about like us liking a certain waifu getting absolutely destroyed by an anime character.
I could be wrong, but what I remember before we did cards is at first those two would play Guitar Hero,
Yes.
Yeah.
and then the three of us would somehow end up on Smash Bros.
Or playing pool.
And then we would move over
pool.
to
Ping
pool,
pong.
and then we would
Yeah.
we would
Ping
do
pong, pool.
Mario Kart,
Mario
where of
Kart.
course this man will never beat me in my mushroom gorge.
We've covered this. Leave it alone.
My mushroom is huge.
We'll have to do a rematch on stream someday.
As you
Someday.
can tell, Jason peaked in Mushroom Gorge.
Yes.
He will never let it go because he cannot even come close to beating me on any other
Because he won't play him again, that's why.
Yeah, that too.
I taught him too well. He's learned his lesson. But back towards my actual point, I remember us playing Smash Bros. At some points, because for no other reason than I will always find it hilarious when this man realized that I was after nothing but taking him with me.
All he did was play Bowser and
That
grab
was
me
me.
and throw me off the map.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
No.
me.
That was both of us.
They
He at
both
one
did it.
point literally got stuck between me and him on opposite sides of a small ledge, knowing regardless of which direction he chose, all we were after was grabbing him
Up was
and
down.
taking him over.
The only correct move was down.
Yeah.
Whether it was by my hand or his, you didn't have a choice.
'Cause I remember it because you would always you like didn't play Smash Bros before. That was like the first time you played Smash Bros. Wasn't it?
I don't really care for Smash Bros, but I just enjoy making you guys who actually like it. I just enjoy making you suffer because that's fun for me. If I can ruin your day by getting Bowser and doing the unstoppable grab and jump off the side, that makes me happy.
Did I send you the TikTok about what Kirby can do?
Well, yeah, you can
Where you can
swallow a
jump,
person
swallow, and then just let
spit.
yourself
Yeah.
fall.
You could just give him the good
Yeah,
suck
and
and
then-
drop down.
And then Kirby has some sort of like mini fly mechanic kind of thing.
Mhm.
Like the recovery is really good.
Yeah.
But I'm not that great on Kirby. I just like suiciding I just like murder suicide.
That's
with
the
Bowser.
entire point.
I'm not trying to win. I'm just trying to make him suffer.
See, I actually like playing Kirby when we play Smash Bros, but I do it for the troll reason.
And we went from Cards Against Humanity to Super Smash.
Good.
We're very tired, so we're gonna get off topic a lot.
Probably.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Guaranteeably.
I think like half of us are running on what, like 27, 28 hours awake, and the other half just woke up.
3 Dutch Bros drinks in the last 4 hours.
I've got one.
God
5
damn.
Dr. Peppers in me, and
I've
I'm
had
still
enough.
almost falling asleep.
Yeah, 3 Dr. Peppers and the Dutch Bros Rebel.
Rebel.
I'm tired, if you can't tell.
Yeah, but I don't think any of us actually play like Smash Bros. Like, because I don't get the people who play it like competitively.
No.
Like, what's the point of that? Like,
It's-
to say I
it's
can
so
It's
much
the
effort.
same thing as playing like a fighting game competitively.
Like Mortal Kombat or
No,
something
like
that.
fighting games I get because they're
it's the
legitimately
same
just 1v1
thing.
skill.
It's
but
just
like,
in a different map and different camera view. Well, actually, kind of same camera view, but like it's a different way of doing the fighting games.
No combos. The combo situation is completely different.
Well, I mean,
Eh,
like
it's
in the fighting
debatable.
games,
It's
they,
still it's still like a top-down fighting game, basically.
Debatable. If you're pretty good with a character, you can pretty much just keep them on.
And I mean,
Unknowable for a
like,
while
you,
on
you can
Smash.
you can still combo with a lot of these characters. It's just not as like you don't have to chain like 20 hits together to do like a crazy combo in Smash like you would in another game.
or
There's still
they don't
combos,
label
but-
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you still have to hit combos. Just the combos are different.
yeah.
Yeah. Meh. Meh.
Anyways, how do we get the Super Smash Bros. From Cards Against Humanity?
You know,
I got
that's a great
distracted too
question.
easily,
Yeah.
okay?
It's because he brought up a bunch of the stuff that we used to do, and we ended up getting on Super Smash Bros. After we were talking about playing Guitar Hero and
Mario Kart.
Mario Kart. And then now
And then we ended up on
Smash
just
Bros.
Cards Against Humanity because he had the big black box.
The big black box, bigger and blacker.
The biggest and blackest.
No, literally on the box it says the big black box and a subtext underneath, bigger and blacker. So
And then you get the biggest and blackest.
yeah, and then there was there was the follow-up expansion, the biggest and blackest. I was like, oh, okay.
Wasn't
And
there-
literally the box was only like 2 inches longer.
You have a solid like at least 10,000 cards of Cards Against Humanity in your
No,
thing.
probably like
all the ones ever printed.
1,000's a lot of cards. I probably have like 3,000 cards.
Jeez.
Cards Against Humanity, probably. 10,000's a bit extreme.
So
Maybe,
you got to
but-
remember a 52 is less than a finger length of card.
What?
What?
a full deck of 52
When it
cards.
stacks, 52 cards is less than a finger's height in a deck of cards.
I feel that's wrong somehow, but I don't.
There's
have any way to
probably
prove it.
like 300-ish, probably more, probably like 500 cards in Cards Against Humanity, just the standard pack, and then each expansion pack is probably like another like 300 something cards. So I mean it adds up, like probably around 3,000, 4,000,
Oh,
probably
definitely
a good
does.
estimate. I don't know. I haven't taken the damn boxes and
Measured them.
carrier pack out in a while.
Well, last time you did, it took forever for us to pack it back up.
Yeah, because like it was packed so tightly.
It's so many fucking cards.
It's ridiculous.
Do you remember the online one that we played all the time?
That's an enjoyable substitute because you can create your own custom decks for free and then just throw them in for fun.
And then you can also find other ones that people created and just put the code in, and then you can play with theirs.
I have an old video of us talking about the packs that was there. Was it like anime titties?
It was
is one of
anime
the
titties.
Anime
is
titty
one of them.
physics.
yeah. And then anime kawaii desu is
That's
also
my
another one.
alt account name in League.
Yes, it is.
Whew.
Don't play it anymore, but it's there.
It exists. It exists.
Are we gonna end it, the board game talk on Cards Against Humanity?
I was gonna bring something up and I can't fucking. Oh, I remember. Cause wasn't Cards Against Humanity like the first video game we played during game night? Cause we didn't have computers that could handle anything.
Paladins.
Paladins.
Paladins was the first, and then
Stick fight.
Stick fight.
Stick fight. We
Stick fight,
should
then
play
Paladins.
stick fight again. That was
Stick
fun.
fight was so much fun.
Stick fight was fun until someone lost internet connection.
Or until someone got pissed off.
You're pointing at me.
Yes.
Yeah, you.
You were the one
who
that
always
got
cried
so
first.
pissed off
You
and
were
then just
easily the
rage
most
quit.
rager.
You were just
Yeah.
like,
I think it's more because Justin did a lot of stupid strats that pissed me off.
it was funny.
But
Well,
they
pissed
work.
off so
They worked
easily
against
though.
you.
Or like, I did-
Because they always worked against me just to piss me off
You
faster.
get breathed on wrong and you get pissed off.
Ryan, I hit the one of the most ridiculous 1Ds for across the map, and you go, "What the fuck?"
Well, half the time it worked was because the internet in the game just stopped working.
The servers were so laggy.
It
but
also
it's
solely
so
relies
great.
on the person who's the host.
It was so great though.
Also-
Well, he was always the host, wasn't he?
Justin
Not
was
always.
the
Yeah.
host. Yes.
Yeah, 'cause you were the only one who had a decent
Host
computer with decent
advantage.
internet.
Yeah, probably.
Jason
Yeah.
won so much though, and I have no idea why. Like he would just sit in the
It's
corner
purely
and wait for
because
his
I
moment.
engage in chaos. I wait until I
Man, I
find
don't
the absolutely most chaotic gun I can get, typically a snake weapon, and then I
God.
just start shooting.
Fuck the snake gun, dude. That just sucked.
I
Dude, the
genuinely
snake Zuka
feel-
was the best.
Yeah.
I genuinely
Wait,
feel
no. The snake
Like Jason.
machine gun. That thing was a monster.
Point at the ground and watch the snakes just fall to the ground and you're
And
just
then you could
floating in the
fly
air.
with it too.
I genuinely think Jason's like the prelude to the Joker. Sometimes.
He will literally just sit in the corner and wait for his moment.
His whole thing is, you want to know how I got these snakes?
That's pretty accurate. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
My anaconda don't.
God, that's fucking dumb.
I fucking forgot that was a song, and I was a lot more happier with my life until now.
Now I'm depressed.
Uh,
It's time for bed. I didn't stay up for this shit.
I'm gonna use you as my pillow.
No.
You're
Aw.
welcome.
I'm going home and hoping I can make it home.
That's fucking rude.
Another thing was I was gonna see if you guys wanted to talk more about D&D.
Oh.
Well,
I'd be down.
we only have
Oh.
like a couple more like stories about that, and I've only played
That's
it.
a whole
I had-
podcast for D&D.
We could honestly
truly-
save that for another podcast.
It's more just because like you and Justin have a lot more experience in that arena, and
Well,
With-
I know that
with
we
that
have our own
game,
sessions that I thought I was gonna ask if you wanted to share.
oh god,
That, like I said, that's an entire episode we can go into.
bringing any of that up without any context is so bad.
See, you don't understand. From my experiences, like in my past stories, I've given a few of them to Fernando.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I can easily fill a podcast with just those.
Oh yeah, no. I'm still pissed off when you're like, yeah, I just made a bureaucracy for my group to run around in and be like,
Yeah, but
I was like,
look,
are you
you
fucking
also-
kidding me?
you also
and you
gotta
explained it, and it was
understand-
actually a good bureaucracy. And I was like, I'm upset now. Like, I just got triggered IRL because I've been getting fucked over by these schools nonstop. And here, Jason's over here, just be like, yeah, I do this for fun.
You got to understand also
It's
that
so easy. That's the problem with it. Is it's so easy to do a bureaucracy that it's impossible not to because everyone's too stupid and lazy to do anything else.
Yeah, that's true.
Sorry, what was you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say, you also got to understand that there's probably a decent amount of people who are gonna watch this who have no idea what D&D is. So a whole episode to actually give context and explain what the hell's going on
Good
might not
point,
be a good
Tiffany.
well, might not be a bad idea. Sorry.
That's not a bad point, Tiffany.
Thank you.
We should have just ignored it and moved on.
Honestly.
Shouldn't be. It's a woman thing.
We'll have to give context for that at some point.
Yes.
Here's your
It's not
context.
bad.
SAO abridged. Go
Yes.
watch it right now.
Agreeable.
Episode 1?
No, two.
2.
Something
Two.
witty
Episode two.
entertainment.
Did they release when was the last episode they released? Because
Like 7 months ago.
It was like the third episode
due
of
for another
Alfheim.
no, it was like the
was-
fourth.
It was like fourth.
Uh,
It was
they're
like
pretty-
it was like episode 14, I believe. Is
It
what
takes
was.
so long to make those. Like it takes like 6 months to like a year almost to make them.
Yeah, but they've been
I
like,
don't blame them.
because they do high quality shit though. So
And they're
it's
also
worth it.
doing like 10 other abridged series at the same time. So like they can't.
because they're doing a My Hero Academia bridge, right?
Mhm.
I
That
actually-
one's funny shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say that first episode had me
others.
dying,
That's true.
but yeah, it's a shame that abridges aren't more prevalent nowadays. But I think they burned themselves out like.
I thought
5
they were
years
doing
ago.
a Konosuba one also.
Oh, are they? How do you abridge Konosuba? It's already an abridged series.
They made it more cringy.
I'm not gonna.
How?
I
There's
don't-
an episode literally about throwing him out of a kotatsu because he was being annoying about it.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is why I didn't like
Konosuba's
Konosuba.
already like the peak of...
It's already blunt.
I got nothing to say about this one.
Just an FYI, we're talking about the side of AniTube where people would take anime and dub over them and make them fucking retarded stupid. So...
A Kamiga Kill.
Oh, that one was so good.
The fact that one stopped is depressing.
So,
Fair.
all anime airs in Japanese, and then some companies, they will take those anime and then dub them in English, so you know, us English speakers can understand what the hell is going on
Without having to read.
and then other people
Subtitles master race.
take that dubbed anime, make it even worse, and then release it as like a parody.
And
It's
they
literally
basically-
parody.
They
It's a
basically
parody.
meme the hell out of it in multiple other shows and
Shit.
pop culture at the same time.
Have you guys seen Ghost Stories dubbed?
No.
I have.
Well, it's its own abridged show.
It is. It's literally it's the original abridged. It came out.
It's because they
they
weren't
didn't
like
give-
paid enough. No. It wasn't that they weren't paid enough. They were paid. It's just the fact that like
They-
the company was
the
just like, well,
company
you can do
didn't give
whatever
any
the fuck you
restrictions.
want now.
No, the company didn't give any restrictions of what they had to do, so they was like, all right, whatever. We should do what we
Pretty
want.
much.
They're like, rewrite the script. Fuck it.
No, dude, it's the funniest shit on the planet. I swear to God. Like I rewatched it every now and again just to sit there in my room and go, Jesus. She said Jesus.
There's a surprising number of shows that if you go from sub to dub, the story changes for
Yeah.
no other reason than a lot of the nuance is just taken out and replaced so that they don't have to do as much work remaking how people's moving their lips.
Hold on. What are those two laughing
What are you
about?
cackling about over there?
I was to grab my drink and I was like this.
He's like, ugh.
I want to.
That man gonna deep
All
throat.
right, this is a reminder for myself. I'm gonna clip that. Zoom in on him doing that.
Me?
I'm
No.
not tired. I literally thought that this was my drink.
Oh, you went to go suck off your
instead
mic?
of my drink.
That should
So
show
we're
you how
like-
tired we are.
It's been a long couple
Just
days.
zoom into that face and turn it on to Pornhub.
We have strayed very
Right,
hard
my-
from board games. Do we want to
Yeah.
continue board games or do we want to move on?
Let's just let us ramble at this point, because I don't think because we'll bring it back like as many times as we want.
I think I do want.
I mean, if we move on away from board games, we're going to exactly what they want to ramble about.
Yeah.
I don't want to let them do that. They have all
Yeah.
the power.
Ah,
That's not
fuck
fair.
you.
Nope.
Good point.
What were we talking about?
We were talking about running.
It's very funny.
This has gone from board games to video games to anime to D&D or D&D to anime.
Well,
Two of which
D&D's
are
at
going to
least
have their own separate
within.
episodes. So do we want to really cover those topics right now?
I mean,
Well, we can at least go them like what we just did. We can go over them generally.
Mm-hmm.
That way, at least they know we're going to talk about it. Those are currently contemplating ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of which, if you wish to comment onto this video, any ideas of topics you want us to talk about, we will be most likely talking about that topic. In which case, because more ideas is better than none.
Or just
Not-
ask us a fucking question, because that'd be funny too.
not saying we ran out of ideas or anything, but please
Oh.
help.
Hey,
only 4 episodes
it's
in, we're
my
already out
job
of ideas.
finding ideas. I don't know why they put me here.
And any assistance is welcome, but also if you just want to hear us talk about something stupid, just like chairs or whatever, furniture, I don't know. I'm just saying stupid shit at this point.
Do you want to watch us watch paint dry
We can do that.
We will
or
do that.
grass grow? Either way, it's
I'm not watching
It's
grass
not.
grow.
It's not for the fact that we ran out of ideas. We just want to be interactive with our community. That's all we want.
We
Pretty
want
much.
to talk about what you guys want us to talk about, but also we're going to talk about what we want to talk about as well.
No,
so.
we're just morally bankrupt. We're gonna steal everything you guys say in the comments.
That's my job. Correction. I'm the morally bankrupt one.
They give us ideas.
Remember-
it's your job to figure out what to do with those ideas.
Remember, I'm the Joker. I steal. I'll probably end up burning all the ideas away, like Joker did with the money. But
I instantly regret making that comparison.
because it fit better than
yes,
you meant,
it fit better than I
thank
meant.
you. It's okay. My goal is to make them laugh.
Now I'm just frightened.
I wish you showed that.
And
face
that's
to the
another
camera.
clip.
No, but his reaction to it is what I wanted.
That face says it all. You look like a man who's either really constipated or really afraid.
They both
Why
wear
not
the same
both?
face.
He lost in
Porque no los dos.
he lost in Cards Against Humanity and now has to get his ass probed
Indeed.
by an alien.
But
He might like that.
I was gonna say that'd be a little bit more of an excited face.
Would it at least stop his constipation?
He's like, ooh.
It'd make it more.
Shit.
It'd make it
It's
more.
like a plunger.
Yeah.
Oh my
What
God.
the fuck? Okay.
What
My
are we
head
on?
went so wrong there. I just imagined someone sticking a plunger on someone's ass and
That's basically the same thing.
Did you guys like that TikTok I sent you yesterday?
Which
I
which
don't know.
one? You sent me 7.
The last one.
I don't know.
That doesn't tell me much.
The grenade.
Oh, fuck you.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to send it to you, and you're gonna have to like.
I sent it to him.
I'm
sent
just-
it to
Doesn't
him.
mean he's gonna watch it.
No, I did watch it.
I sent it,
was
to him.
just
I
like
watched him watch it, and
it was
He's
weird.
just like, "Why'd you send this to me?" I'm like, "You needed this in your life."
he's just like, I just wanted to uplift your day. All right, bye. I'm like, the fuck?
Bro, I was watching that in my office. I was supposed to be doing work at that time, and I was sitting there for like 30 minutes just watching it on repeat. Just
You're gonna admit that right now?
yeah, it was funny, dude. It was so, especially sending it to people, and like everyone, like a lot of people were like, I sent it to my brothers. My brother's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" I was like,
And that little animation thing was 1,000 Ways to Die, wasn't it?
I don't know where it was from.
It looked like it.
I was just dying.
So
of
basically,
laughter.
in a summary, Fernando likes to watch people get ass blasted.
By
Very
grenades,
much.
apparently.
We know what his category on Pornhub is.
military armament.
Anal fissures.
Oh,
my god.
Gross.
And we turn into the dark side of our podcast.
That is a
Welcome.
bowel
Hooray!
movement. Sports.
We're going on to sports,
So,
which is why I mentioned we should talk about running and about how this gay man decided that he wanted to run instead of doing anything contact. He's too weak.
it's funny
You
how
said it
I'm the
for
one with the
us.
girlfriend and you call me gay.
You said it for us.
I mean, your girlfriend literally pushed you.
Listen, what's more manly than a man in his own hand? Tell me.
You said a man in his own hand?
Yeah, man in his own hand.
Does he have a plan?
Ryan.
Of course he does.
And also a Kleenex on hand?
Is he also executing
Well,
Order
do
66?
you want to talk about how I got
What?
into cross country, or like what's the?
What?
Yeah,
Hold
beat-
on. Hold on. We just went from like joking about like jerking off, and Justin's like, does that mean he's like committing execute Order 66? Where the fuck do you come up with this stupid shit?
I'm tired, okay?
He's
I'm
also-
tired too, and that didn't even make sense.
Just also-
Justin, how much meth did you smoke before coming here?
A lot. He's like, it's the only thing keeping me awake.
I'm so disappointed.
I see leprechauns in my corner of my eyes.
Only leprechauns? I see floating
He's
pigs.
getting away with my gold.
Come back here, you bastard!
My Lucky Charms.
Oh fuck. Okay.
Oh, my pot of gold.
We went on this for too long.
No, but seriously though, like, what got you into running in the first place? Because I'm sure you told me before, but I think I forgot.
So
Well,
he's a huge fan of Sonic, and he just wanted to be like him.
Yeah, it's true. I
Gotta
wanted
go
to grow
fast.
blue hair, but that found out that can't happen. So
Wait, you
never
wanted to
become
become a
blue hair.
feminist?
Ryan, fuck.
That's
No,
not
he
what
wanted
I
to be-
said.
You
said
could
you wanted to
always
grow blue
dye it.
hair.
Oh
no,
my
he wanted to be
God.
chased by Jim Carrey.
How many subs does the podcast need to hit for you to dye your hair blue? Put a number on it.
Like not,
If you say 10 million, I'm gonna go over there and bitch slap you.
I say like, well, temporary, yeah, 10,000. Screw it.
10,000.
10,000 subs. This man's
heard
dyeing his hair blue.
You heard it here, folks.
I'll put that on. Fuck it.
Can we make a Sonic montage of you running with it too?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, at that point, I'm gonna be at least semi-fit. So yeah,
At that point, you're gonna have to commit to the bit.
I will.
You're the most fit out
Halloween
of all of us.
just
Don't say
passed.
semi-fit.
Yeah.
It's
It
okay.
probably-
We got another year.
It might be. Yeah.
We gotta get you anime running. Gotta anime run.
I
with
do
us.
that anyways. What do you mean?
Wait, Sonic anime
We
runs
used to do that
anyways.
during track
That's
meets,
bad.
and then would be pissed. I just said his name.
Dumbass.
Yeah.
Can we get him?
Wait, we should also get a video of him rolling. Make a montage of it.
Rolling.
We'll roll you up on a ball, and all four of us will just push you as hard as we can. Watch you just slowly unravel as you go down.
But no, my inspiration to get into running was not Sonic. Ironically enough, it was elementary school, and I remember the PE teacher at the time was just like, "You have a lot more energy than all the other kids. Like, so why don't you try a running club?" And I'm like, Okay. And I tried it the first year. I sucked ass.
Dude, running club's a scam.
Yeah, it was like
I
third.
forgot that was a thing.
Yeah, third grade when I first tried it, I sucked major ass.
They trick you into staying after school and then run laps around the school and game popsicle sticks.
Mine was beginning of the year.
Of course,
beginning the day,
course,
but,
if you're like a semi-intelligent human being, you grab like 2 or 3 popsicle sticks per go to make it look like you're doing good, so they get off your ass.
During
You
my
got popsicle sticks?
No, during my school years,
they
it was
make you
a
grab
lady
popsicles
was
if you have
just
a can.
handing you one at a
Gross.
time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what they did for us at our school too.
Our school,
No.
We went to the same school, didn't we?
I went to. I'm not gonna say it. I'll tell you afterwards.
Oh wait, no, we went to the same junior high. We didn't go to the
Yeah.
same high elementary school.
But like my school, they gave out little plastic feet, and every single time you went around, you got a little plastic foot on. And put it on a little stupid little, like you had them in your hand for the day, and every day you'd get like once you had 10 laps, you got a big plastic foot, and you got to move up every like 25 was an even bigger plastic foot. You're like, what the fuck is this?
They just start kind of
Yeah, it was little
Cabbage
stupid-
Patch baby dolls.
It was little stupid plastic feet you put on a stupid like little keychain or necklace thing, and you just.
did you ever have the running club competitions
What
like
do you-
at school,
what
like
do you
the
mean?
mini like cross country meets where you'd have like a mini course you'd have to go through, like and other people would show up?
I mean, there was running club meets, but
That's what I just said.
well, yeah, there was actual meets. I mean, third grade I sucked ass, so I wasn't very good. Fourth grade is when I took it seriously, and I was actually starting to beat people that were much older than me. So that was when I was just like, oh, I actually have kind of a talent for this, so
Yeah.
I'll keep going. And then it ended up that year I started the 100-mile club at my school, which now it's so easy to do that because kids are just there's so many more practices. Two kids are just like, oh, you can just grab like 4 at once
Exactly.
or whatever. So it's just like the system there kind of doesn't make much sense, but you get what I mean. So.
It scams kids in the running, which is a good thing, but also annoying.
And then moving into junior high where I met you, it was more of just like my brother was also doing cross country at the time, so that was another thing for me to like
You're
kind
like,
of strive for.
to destroy this man, mind, body, and soul.
I was just like, I'm
Just
coming
the
for
job of a
I'm
little
coming for his
brother.
fucking records. Are you kidding me? Like I'm going for it.
Yeah, it's just a little brother for you, man.
So like obviously in my head I had milestones of like where he was at. And in junior high it didn't really matter too much. I was just like, all right, I'm going to try to place as high as I can cuz I'm just
Oh,
like,
dude,
I
we're
need to place
such
high
polar
to do well.
opposites
So.
in junior high for cross country.
No, I know. You didn't give a fuck.
I didn't give a fuck, and I was still like coming in like 5th.
Well, I know,
within our school. Within our school,
yeah.
Within our
'cause-
school, I was still coming in 5th, and I was like not giving a fuck. I was also simping like all the practice, every practice.
Who the fuck were you simping for?
You
Like,
know
right?
who. You know who.
You know who. We're not
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about it, but you know who.
Oh no.
Boy.
Okay, to
That
change
was a
topic
long time
slightly,
ago.
I'm confused. I know I'm from a different state from you guys,
Oh yeah, I forgot.
but you guys had clubs in elementary and
We
middle
had
school?
like 2. It was like
okay.
computer club or running club.
It wasn't even
And
much of a
Kiwanis
club.
Club.
It was just you showed up and played on computers for like 30 minutes after class, or you showed up and ran laps.
Yeah, Kiwanis.
That was
That's
it.
it. Yeah.
My
It was like
school.
champions or some shit like that.
Because I never had
It's just charity club.
an option to do clubs until high school.
Really?
Yeah, there
We
were
had-
no
We
clubs
had
where
clubs
I'm from.
in junior
We
high.
had clubs in junior high, but like official clubs in junior high, but we didn't have any of that in elementary. It was just people would just get together and do something.
No, you had like computer club. You had running club.
Honestly,
Or-
people would just go into the computer lab and just play,
We had
like, browser
sports.
games.
That's what I did.
You could play a sport.
Yeah, no, like from what I remember, at least at my elementary school, the clubs weren't actually like clubs. They were things that your parents said you said, I'm not picking you up, so you're gonna go here at this time.
I'm not picking you up, so find something to do for an hour.
Right. So half the time, it like I used to do Kiwanis Club because my parents would just be like, "You want to do this?" I'm like, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I was 5. What do you want me to say to that? So
don't know.
That
yeah.
reminds me of something that is going to slightly surprise you and then make a lot more sense. So, surprisingly enough, despite
run?
being one of the whitest people here, I have a surprising amount of dancing skill.
Oh,
When I was in elementary school, after school, I did something called jazzercise.
oh boy.
So you did have
I
clubs.
danced.
You did have clubs.
No, it was one of those things where if you weren't going to get picked up until nearly 6, you were told to stay, and they made you exercise in order
To tire you out.
to tire us out so that they wouldn't have to worry about us. That's it. It wasn't a club. I didn't even ever learn anyone's name. It was you danced in a circle until your parents showed up.
What? So it was like travel dance or?
I'm sorry.
It's
I have to
around
interrupt
the
with something because, like, you know those like jazzercise like suits, like those skin tight things. Can you imagine this man in one of those?
I was
Like,
gonna say,
my
what the hell
fucking
happened?
God.
I was 7. You got to remember, I'm talking about back when I was in.
Did you still have the
first
full
grade.
beard?
I know.
I was solidly like
bearded
6 or
7.
7.
You gotta understand my point of view,
Imagine.
though. That's like seeing that
That'd be so
now
scary
is
to
fucking
see.
hilarious.
I think
It would
seeing
be
anyone
amusing.
in an 80s skin tight latex
Yeah.
thing doing jazzercise, they'd be like, "What the hell is up with you?" What?
I can only see jazzercise in the pool. Like that's the only way I can see it. Like,
I
I
mean,
can't
yeah,
see
that's-
it. Like,
that exists
done-
too.
I should also probably mention, I can't tell you if that was the actual name of what we were doing because again, we're talking about like a group of 6 or 7-year-olds. Do you really think they're teaching you, or they're just letting you dance in a circle?
Yeah, you're
They
probably
probably
right.
showed you like some basic moves, and then you just copy whatever everyone else is doing.
I don't remember. I just remember dancing in a circle.
From the sounds of it, it sounds like they're just preparing you for being in a cult. Just like
That was what I
cult
was gonna
light.
say.
Yeah,
I mean,
just cult light for
that's
young
the
kids.
entirety of school is just preparing you to act like you're in a cult.
Yeah, that is true.
That and the parachute thing at PE.
What
You
parachute?
heard-
Wow.
You know the parachute thing
Did
at
you guys
PE?
ever do that?
You
Explain.
never did it?
Explain.
Like, you know how they had the big... Yeah, Jason knows.
The big
It's like
rainbow
the-
thing that you would like go up and
Yeah.
down.
yeah.
Like-
Fling it up and then you can go underneath it and shit, and you just get to watch this big bubble of like shit above
I
it.
don't think I actually had
You
that.
were not cultured enough. What the?
What do you
fuck?
mean? Am I not cultured enough? Shut the fuck up.
Michael,
Bro,
you had
that
no
was
childhood.
like-
if
You
didn't do
really
that.
didn't.
That was like key.
I
point-
probably did, but I don't remember a lot from elementary.
Dude, this was the original battle royale because people would
No.
like lose and have to go underneath
No.
the parachute,
Yeah,
and it was
dude,
the
okay,
funnest
no.
shit on the planet.
No one really cared about PE in my elementary school. It was either you were good at basketball, or you were good at kickball, or football, or all three, or you were just nothing.
No, this was like
Wait.
when you were young. Like this was like
You
the
never
fourth,
played
third
scooter
grade.
hockey?
Scooter
No.
hockey was legit.
Oh wait,
my
wait, wait,
God.
wait,
Oh,
wait, wait.
yeah.
Those sliding little like
Yeah,
thing-
and you
played
and you
that
did
yeah.
you got the hockey sticks
Yes.
and you accidentally beat random people with it because you're 6 and you were given a hockey stick.
You're high sticking people.
And it was like
Yeah.
You're
right
checking
after
people.
lunch, so you're sitting there like, "Fuck you."
Wait, I want to
Some
bring
kid would throw up
this
every
up
day.
question now. Has anyone ever been injured during like PE or like any sort of like?
I've
vest
injured
or something?
people in PE.
I
I've
injured myself.
people at PE.
Yeah, I knocked someone's teeth out.
I've laid some motherfuckers out, dude.
Okay, so this one's funny. This was in junior high when we were playing pickleball, and we played.
Yes.
So normally I played against the PE teacher all the time because he was the only other guy that he was like the final boss of the PE class basically.
All the
Because
PE
everyone else
teachers are the
sucked.
final
Everyone else
boss.
didn't know how to play the sport or whatever.
Because we're all like 7 or 8
So,
year olds.
of course, we had a teammate. I had a teammate, and we were playing pickleball. So I held the front, and he was in the back. So I remember backing up at one point to hit one. Dude waxed me right here. And it made me blur for a second. I'm like, oh shit, what happened? Yeah, I went home with a concussion that day.
Concussion number 1.
Yeah, that was like one of my first ever concussions.
First of a very long series.
Yeah, but no, that was how that happened. Like he just whacked me, and it's just like, oh crap, are you okay?
All
And
the
he's
times
just
I've
like, all right,
ever
you're going
injured
home.
people in PE was when we did flag football. And the reason is because you get those people on defense who think they're the shit. And so around this time, like I've been playing flag football before I did flag football up until the end of my 8th grade year. So I had done flag football for like 8 years. And I was a quarterback throughout most of that time. And I was very good at quarterback in flag football. So they always wanted me to be quarterback. And I used to be very fast, and so they'd always have me like run because no one would ever get open because it's flag football. You have a bunch of people just ditching around, not knowing what they're doing. And I want to win because I'm competitive, so I'd run. And you get those guys that take it very seriously, and they try to tackle you. And in the league and in the leagues I play in, wrap up, get the flags. But if someone tries to tackle you, and this happens a lot, believe it or not, you just lay them out, And also vice versa for the defense. If the offense guy tries to run you over, like they wouldn't tackle football, you could just take them down. So I would like some guy would like grab me up here, and I would like, or he would be prepared to hug me, right, and tackle me because people like to do that because they're little shits in junior high. I would just run him over.
That's pretty typical. Being a little shit in junior high.
And like I'm small, but I hit pretty hard.
Well,
I pack a mean punch.
So-
These guys went down.
So I used to play flag. So I used to actually play Pop Warner football since I was like 8 or 7. Like
I did one season of Pop Warner. I was a tight end.
Yeah, no, I was always because like when I first started, I was terrified of playing and I didn't want to play. But like I think a year and a half into playing, I just was like, you know what, fuck it. If I get hurt, I get hurt, right? So I got pretty good at it actually too. I got pretty decent on playing on both sides of the ball. So whenever I'd go over to flag football, it just didn't click that I wasn't supposed to take them down. So I was that kid
just
taking
fuck 'em
everyone,
up.
just deleting people on the field.
Get
right?
over here.
Like I remember we played a season and I actually got in trouble with the ref like 3 times. She's like, if you do that again, I'm gonna have to kick you out of the game because I would continuously hit them, like just straight up like grabbed them, drove into them, and took them to the ground. And they were like, what the hell, dude? This is flag football. This isn't wrestling.
I can
what
go
the
into
hell?
so many stories because my dad and one of my best friends in elementary school, his dad, they were the coach of our flag football team. We did this team for at least 10 years. And we only lost 1 championship. We never went undefeated. And the only reason we never went undefeated is because the league always bullshit, like they always screwed us over, and they always paired us with a high school like a high school team to go against to prevent us from going undefeated. Keep in mind, we're 6th and 7th graders going against 10th and 11th graders and losing by a touchdown.
Nice.
Every time. So they always screwed us over with our stuff. But in the flag football league, so many people would get angry because we would beat them by like 10 touchdowns. Like, it was stupid. Like we would
didn't beat them,
destroy
you
people, but
embarrassed
they
them.
would get mad and they would try to tackle us and run us over and do stuff like that. And so what would we do? We'd just take them down. And then the parent. Oh God, I got so many stories from this.
That's another one I wanted to do.
Our parent, like,
Have you been heckled on like the field or like any other pitch like that?
No.
Whole...
The parents at those games are the best because like their kid, like, I went to pull this guy's flags. He grabbed my shirt and like stiff armed me, grabbed my shirt, threw me down while I was trying to grab his flags, and I got his flags right, but he didn't get called for it. Next play, he goes to do that shit again, and he goes to run me over. I basically sit there like chuck him. He just like boom, and then the parents run on the field and try to fight me because I hurt their kid. And oh my God, my team caused so many like parent fights. It was crazy because the other team could not handle just getting dunked on that hard, and we were just messing around most of the time too. But off topic, PE. What's going on,
Dude? The
Injuring
parachute.
people.
The
I
parachute.
find it
I have no idea what that
so
is.
odd
Explain.
that all of you guys immediately had stories about when you hurt other people, and then my brain immediately went to how badly I once hurt myself.
Jason, I got you all beat.
I pulled my
Jesus,
hamstring.
suicidal.
once. It
So,
was a
so
traumatic
you know how your
experience.
knees are supposed to be here in front of you? Yeah, my knees went back
kinda
until I
hot.
saw it again. I had to. So we had to.
That's kind of hot, actually.
I was actually really young.
Submissive and breedable,
So,
but not in this
For
case.
the record, this is
Submissive
back
and
before I
breedable.
became fat and inflexible, obviously, because I was extremely young.
Before?
How old did you say you were?
It was probably around. It was after I was in California, but probably middle school. No, before middle school.
One of these days we got to go.
It
over,
would be
like,
elementary
your
school,
travel
probably like
history.
3rd or 4th grade, if I remember correctly. Because it was one of the schools that are almost nameless to me because I was there for such a short amount of time. Well, we had a baseboard jump thing. I had to go out for something. I want to say it was like something stupid that like a doctor wanted to check my hearing or whatever. It was one of those stupid things. And I come back and I find out that I just barely made it in time to do the baseboard jump. Now, me being an excitable 2nd grader, completely ignore whatever safety precaution my teacher's trying to tell me, and I sprint at that baseboard and jump.
Wait, what is baseboard? Because I might know.
It's
it by
like a
different name.
spring. It's a
Yeah, the
springboard.
gymnastics thing.
springboard.
It's like the little spring.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
It's like the little
rack thing.
springboard.
Yeah,
It's like a small arm
So-
thing. Yeah.
So this is maximum speed, second or third grade me, sprinting, jumping out and getting a bounce, and then whacking my knees and legs straight into the box.
Oh.
But while my head and my chest is going up. So this goes whoosh, this goes whoosh, and I see my knees. I see my knees.
Oh man.
When I hit the ground, I'm not moving.
Yeah, I didn't think it would move again if I heard that story.
Just heard it's crack, crack.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
no.
much.
Crack a
Damn.
pop.
I legitimately did not move, and I was told not to. Until, like, I think it was, like, an ambulance came?
Jesus.
I can't tell you for certain because it's been a really fucking long
Yeah, it's
time.
machine.
But I remember, like, being scared, but not too scared, but kind of scared. Because, like, I don't know what's going on anymore, but I don't feel right. Because, I saw my knees. Like, that's terrifying.
Bro, that's some
Seeing
shit
your
you see in
knees
Wipeout.
come from the wrong direction.
Jason was head over heels for that springboard, man.
Facts.
Was it Valentine's Day?
Facts. So I remember my mom picking me up.
Who was the
and it
girl
was
you were
fun.
trying to impress?
You were always trying to impress someone in elementary school.
Me?
Oh no! Like I'm talking about all of us. Everyone was
Dude,
trying to do
I
that.
definitely
You kidding
was.
me?
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's half the goal.
Dude, I definitely was. There was this one for like 3
Until
years.
high school, you realize that you don't have to be a simp 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Wait, am I the
Otherwise,
only
you're just
one who
100%
didn't
sick.
even
No,
try
I-
until
I-
high school?
Wait.
Same
Ryan-
here. I just
I have a bad story about that one. Hold
I
on.
tried
hold
and
on.
I failed
So-
so many times.
No,
yeah.
no, no,
And so
no.
in 4th grade, I was in running club, and I remember this was early in the morning, so it's like it's kind of cold when running club starts, right? And I remember there was these girls that I had in my class that I was like trying to impress with my speed and whatever. And I
As you
remember,
do when you're
yeah.
sore.
So there was like a little sidewalk, and there's trees on the left, and I remember I was like, okay, just stay like right next to the thing, just go around them, and then I turned around to like say hi to them, and then like I started running backwards. I hit the tree root and hit my head.
Nice.
Concussion number.
No, it wasn't a concussion, but it was a pretty good headache.
Close call number. How many?
No, Ryan. I feel like you would be another one who did this, but were you that one guy who would sit there? Because I did the same thing. When the fitness grant pacer test came in, you would go as hard as you could, balls to the
I
wall,
tried
and not even try
so hard.
Oh,
on
yeah.
the fitness gram.
I held the school record for a while.
to impress that one person.
No. Mine was more a point of pride.
Once they got out and they were just sitting there and they watched you, and it was like 2 or 3 people left, balls to the wall, just going.
My favorite thing was in junior high when they did the pacer test, and you can tell who was gonna go forever. And it was always like me and Ryan were like some of the last to bow out because we had PE one year together.
Was it 7th grade? I think it might have been 7th
I think
grade.
it was 7th grade.
I did it both years.
But we think I bowed out before you, and then you were like, "Okay, fuck, this guy's done." You made sure to go one more.
Yeah.
And you barely made it. You were toast. You barely made it.
Well, no, because I remember in junior high, like the top 10 list was hard to get to. It was like that was hard. That was normally people from like even back when the school was first founded was doing that shit. The top 10 list? Probably not.
No, I don't. No, not even that. I don't even think they do the pacer test anymore.
What?
I
Are you
didn't
kidding
do
me?
it.
I doubt they do.
Is it the same reason as
No,
the fucking
we did
dodgeball
it.
bullshit
No,
where
I
it's just
didn't do
like
it.
No,
it's
I'm saying,
inhumane
like,
and
junior
Not high
I'm
school.
saying like anymore like today at schools. I don't know if they still do it.
No,
But,
they still
like-
do it in elementary at least. That's what I.
Basically, if you don't know what the pacer test is, most people probably know. But
Go to
It's
Reddit.
a meme.
it's basically doing suicides to like a beep, and if you don't make it in time, you're out.
if
For-
there are
for the
kids that are
people that-
watching this that are younger than us, then they won't know what it is, I
Yeah,
guess.
or
So-
or if you give up, then you're also out. And so the whole class had to do it, and essentially you went until everyone either got out, quit, or just decided.
I'm gonna be
To give up.
100%
For the
honest.
context of that scenario, suicides are not the actual action. They are the. It is.
Justin,
the idea
you
of running
explaining
from
this is making it worse.
Sorry. Okay. So suicides in the sense of like
just ladders.
sports. You're
Yeah.
Ladders.
running back and forth.
Just use a
between
different
line.
word. There you
Yes.
go.
You go to the line and run back, and sports those are called, or football at least, those are called suicides.
See,
And you do them until you get too tired to do them anymore, and that's why they call them that. So you're basically running to a line and back within the times of what is it like a
You do
20-second
suicides
beat?
until you drop.
No, it just
I
constantly-
explained it. Leave me alone.
It constantly
It
increases.
feels
the amount
like
of
you're
time.
slowly getting there.
Why are we still talking about the fitness gram pacer test? I thought we were trying to talk about
I tried
impressing
to move
girls.
it.
The
Yeah, that's
fitness
what I-
gram
I
pacer
was sitting
test
here
is a
patiently
multi-stage
waiting to say-
aerobic
I'll finish
exercise.
it off for me. Like when obviously Michael was there, like competing with me. It's a point of pride.
It really is.
When you're
Especially when
in-
you're like the last like 5.
Oh,
you're
yeah.
like, oh god, like I don't want to do this anymore. But fuck all these other people.
No, because like there was people who'd bow out the first one or whatever. In elementary school, I held the school record for a year, and that was fun.
They used to post
That was
like
great.
leaderboards
But-
and like announce you on the announcements, like for like because they had like 2 or 3 different actually they had 4 PE blocks, and so they had announced like the top 10 for the PE blocks. It was always like, well, it was number 1 guy,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then you, and then maybe someone else, and then me. Like every
think-
time.
Well, no, because in 7th grade, when we had it, there was one of the best runners the school's ever seen was there, and
Yeah,
obviously
that's that number 1.
he held the top spot. I could never beat him.
He always held,
So-
he held it by like 3 because he just didn't give a shit after like you bowed out. He was like, just do a couple, rub salt in the wound.
I mean, what I think my best was like 120 or some shit like that. Like it was up there.
I got
but-
to like I think 115 was like my highest, and then I
So-
was like, okay, I can't do this anymore.
So yeah, it was just like a point of pride in a way to like, hey, I'm actually good at something.
Also, people,
for me,
when you were the last one, people got so mad at you for continuing to go because
I know.
you couldn't do the fun activity until everyone was done, and so it was also kind of like a fuck you guys.
Yeah, that was kind of me because I was never good enough to actually compete in any of those things.
there were some people who would hype me up and be like, keep going. Those were true pals right there.
Yeah.
The thing that would suck for us is they would always schedule dodgeball right after it, so everyone was already freaking winded, and then you just play dodgeball right after, and it's like,
No.
"Ugh."
You see, the thing is that I've never really been the best at anything. I've been good at stuff, but I've never been the best at anything. So in this case, I would always just be like, yeah, I'll just do 1 or 2 to make it look like I gave an effort, and then I would sit on the side and be like, I got my
Well, I
man
think-
for dodgeball.
I think in schools it was just like you had to get to a certain stage to get 100%.
Yeah.
And if you got,
I think it was like 20. Like you had to get 20, and that was
No,
very
there
easy
was-
to do.
I think it was
like
like
stupid
you had to
easy.
get to stage 3 at the very least,
Which was
which-
about 20. It was
which
like
was like 20 to 30 or something like that, I
yeah,
guess.
20
It was like every 10 beeps.
Yeah, because
See-
I think
Changes
that's
the
at least
tempo.
that's at least 5 minutes of exercise or whatever, and like that's semi decent, I guess.
I hated
See,
doing
I
the
was the
circuits
same
in
as
PE.
Fernando. I didn't give a shit. As soon as it was about
yeah, the
okay
circuits
for
were
like
annoying.
permissible for me to stop,
Doing
I just
football,
stopped
too.
and walked away.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did because I just didn't care enough, dude. Because like I know a lot of like people like in elementary school, it's the biggest thing to be the fastest kid because then you get all the girls or whatever.
Dude, not even that. Like,
Dude, it didn't work.
It's how it looked.
depending on the school you went to, like if running was the only thing you had, then yeah, running was the only thing you had. But like for a lot of other schools, like say you had like a basketball court, or if you're the best basketball player, you're getting
That's
all
how it
the
was.
girls.
That's how it was at my school. And take it from the guy who would bow out when basically all the other girls would bow out, and I just sit there listening to them because all my friends would still be running it. They're just like, "Wow, look at that! It's the fastest kid. He's going pretty quick." I mean, that's all they would say.
Hey,
That's
see,
that's it.
That's the
7-year-old.
thing. That's the
Listen,
thing. You're
still.
getting noticed. You're getting noticed.
Right, exactly. But I just didn't care about that. I was like, good for that guy.
That's pretty much what it is.
That's
You
all.
just
That's all
kinda
you
get
wanted
noticed by
as
all
a
the
kid
girls.
was sitting there and like, oh, some of those girls are cute. Let's get them to notice me.
Yeah,
That's basically what you did. So you
I-
had to stand out in some way.
I genuinely did not give enough shits. Like
I don't give a shit about that. I'm just super competitive and wanted to win.
That's who
Fuck it, I want to win.
I was definitely
See,
competitive.
I remember being in elementary school, and I remember when I did try to get a girl to notice me, and it was quite simple. One of them, I played them in chess until I was in 2nd grade. I was in 3rd grade. Until I was in 3rd grade, which is why I learned how to play chess, and how I learned how to play chess, and why I was able to keep up with this motherfucker. And for
After I
way
just
longer,
learned chess,
No,
yes,
you were-
but
you were beating everyone else up and down the field, though. But then again,
you
I
were
don't know.
beating
I was
everyone
in like
else.
my first month.
That's true.
Also,
Well, I
which
played
other
you for
ones of
months.
us actually play chess? Oh, I don't.
I'm just bad.
I don't
I'm
think
just
Ryan
bad.
does.
I have
No, I
not
don't play
played chess in a while.
And then the
Anyways.
other example was I went to a lot of different daycares, in which case I learned how to dance, how to ballroom dance in one of them.
Damn, so you were like swirling and twirling them bitches off their feet.
Jason, Jason,
I
Dude,
literally
you
had a
play it at the
case.
daycares, dude. You go for it.
I literally had a
You're that
case.
young, you know.
You're too young to think about that shit, though. You're like, I'm just trying to color, man.
Well, like 4th grade Jason over here just sitting there trying to be like, all right, let's go get this over with. I want to go color or do something. Fuck it.
Dude, you don't understand. I had one girl that I was pretty sure was just outright kind of crazy, but not too crazy, but kind of crazy.
So the majority?
She pretended to faint, or at least I think she was pretending to faint when me and her were dancing.
in elementary school?
Yes.
What the fuck?
You didn't do that?
Bro,
Like
these
required
guys-
dancing.
these girls
moments?
play
No.
too much.
I still remember the name of that particular daycare. It was called La Petite, and it had an apple sign.
La Petite.
Wow.
Oh, yeah?
It was weird as fuck.
I mean, I guess that explains
That's
why you're
whatever.
better at dancing than I am.
They call themselves.
Then
I
again,
had a
it
little
was-
bit more practice when I was really young.
Yeah, I mean, you basically just
No.
got groomed to show how to like I said that wrong. You basically got taught how to like be good.
Yeah, I got groomed. I got groomed, Fernando.
He got groomed to seduce the bitches at a young age.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant. But like, I think I was just a late bloomer because I legitimately did
Yeah.
not care what. Like, I didn't think girls were gross or anything like that. Because I'd hang out with my cousin all the time.
Don't listen to them. All girls have cooties.
Yep.
All of them. Every
yes,
single one.
now I know that.
Until you get to high school, then they're kind of cute.
Nah, even then they're kind of crazy at the same time.
Then you
Run
figure
away.
out which girls still have cooties and which ones
Then
don't.
it's the How I Met Your Mother crazy to hot ratio.
Yes.
Yeah, no, but anyways, like, it wasn't until 6th grade that I actually even like had any interest in girls. I think the camera just shut off.
Yeah.
Back towards the topic, because believe it or not, we were on a target.
Where are we at, Ryan?
Target topic.
Where
What?
were we at?
We're 30 minutes after what he said last time, so we're at a total of 50 minutes.
50 minutes.
We're getting kind of close then, yeah.
I say we should cut it off at esports though. That's like the new like huge motif of sports now.
We didn't finish the first topic of sports yet.
Is it?
What was the first topic of sports? I
How
don't
each of
remember.
us got into sports.
True. Yeah, it went from me doing cross country. Wow.
We got Ryan through, and then I kind of forgot we were going.
In all honesty, in all
Moving
honesty,
on,
I did
tangents.
sports before I knew I was old enough to do sports.
It was
like,
more
I
just
was-
like you guys asked me about like how I got into it. Then we broke off on every single time we had like a little tangent to follow up.
Then
Yeah,
we ended
pretty
up
much.
in PE, and I'm like, okay, cool, this is entertaining as fuck. and
Fernando.
it's still
Fernando, do it.
relatively sport
What?
I
related.
feel like we can all attribute like our sporting ventures to PE. Like that was the way you
What?
got
Well,
into
that's how
sports.
everyone's forced to do PE, so you're forced to be exposed to sports.
No, and that's fine. I like that.
I have
I
have a basketball
told you
and
guys?
a soccer trophy
What?
that
I
I don't
told you.
remember earning. I don't remember what I did them, but I did them, I guess.
Did I never tell you guys the entire reason why I did football and why I met you and you and you?
yeah, how you ended up in
Enlighten us.
So
long ago.
long ago, when I was less fat.
Back in my day when I weighed 10 less pounds.
Back in my day when I weighed 200 instead of 250. I wish I was joking.
Consumed a lot less bacon than normal.
You actually talked about this in episode 0.
Did I? So
I could be wrong.
this is back all the way in middle school. I was in middle school, and I was about to leave the state I was in. I used to live in a different state than I do currently. I don't actually care if you guys know about what states it is, but I'll let you guess. Why not?
You have a, what, 1 in 49 shot, not including this current one?
Well, 1 in 50 because they don't even know what this current one is.
We've given
Well, they
enough
have a good
details.
We've
chance.
given enough
They
details.
probably
It's a
know.
1 in
If
49.
If you've been paying attention, 1 in 49.
If not, then
Granted,
no, 1 in
actually,
48, 'cause-
technically, they have 2 in 49.
Yeah.
Dude, hell, it really
48.
gives it away in the first episode of
Yeah,
one of the
yeah.
hat I wore.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
what we were
so
talking
back
about.
to the story.
Doesn't
When
mean
I was
shit.
in middle school, at the end of one of my, towards the end of the year, I was I was hanging out at lunch, and some of my friends at the time came and grabbed me, and I'm like, "What's going on? Why are you grabbing me for this? What?" They wouldn't tell me, and the city, the county, I don't remember what you would want to call it, was relatively small, but it was huge on football. Just huge. They did really that was their thing. And they had my friend literally grabbed me and took me to the football coach. And at this point in time, like, I had never done any sport. I did like light ab workouts for myself, and like, that was about it.
Your standard PE shit, right?
Well, my mom had made a deal with me that if I could do 100 push-ups and 100 sit-ups, she would let me get work out.
A 10-kilometer run every day.
And see, here's no running. So that was the entire reason I was down.
Being One Punch Man.
Yeah.
This close.
We were this close to greatness.
I could have been bald by now and just one punching fools. Wait, I could probably still one punch. Want me to test it, Justin?
Fucking no.
So,
Fucking
I wanted to do that for almost no other reason than I wanted to be strong because it sounded cool. Again, I had the brain thought processing power of a middle schooler.
I was gonna say that's just how middle schoolers work. They're like after once they figure out speed is and all that, they're like, maybe muscles will work.
If I'm strong, it doesn't matter if fast. I can punch to done.
I mean, honestly,
Anyways.
I was able to take weight training in junior high, so why not?
So you were dragged against your will into the sport
More or
of
less.
football.
But here's the thing: is I started talking to the dude, and I'm just like, yes, I'm not gonna be in this state in another month.
Did you tell him, or did you just kind of sit there and nod?
I started with the sit down and nod. Once I had fully understood that not right page, I went, yeah, I'm not going to be in this state next month. And I just kind of slowly walked away. And the dude looked honestly slightly disappointed for no other reason than I was his size.
Yeah, no, you.
Jesus.
Because, see, I'm currently like 6'2", 6'3" almost in height. Back then, I was already at like 5'10", 5'11", almost 6 foot.
Yeah.
I entered freshman year at 6 foot.
Basically the size he is now.
A little bit shorter.
Slightly shorter, not a lot. I gained 2 inches in the entirety of high school. But I remember making a decision when I came over here for no other reason. I was like, you know what? Wasn't gonna do sports, but it'll probably help me get a friend.
I mean, you're not wrong. It's where you met all of us.
Well,
Why
here's
do
the
I
thing.
just want to
No,
get jerky
no.
right now?
Here's the thing: is you got to remember is I came here and everyone was talking about how they knew each other from middle school, from elementary school, how they're like rejoining up from elementary school because they went to different middle schools, and I'm just like, I don't know anyone at all that my age.
Yeah, our school district is kind of interesting because you have a bunch of elementary schools that feed into like 5 or 6 junior high schools, and those feed into like 5 or 6 high schools.
Yeah.
So there's a chance that, for the most part in this particular school district, you're seeing mostly familiar faces forever until you go to college.
Well, yeah, you probably knew, like, by the time you got to high school, you probably knew, like, a handful of students from each school.
Oh, yeah.
Just by the premise of, like they live slightly closer to that school rather than this.
Dude, I saw people at university that I went to elementary school with.
Yeah.
Like, I had a class with some chick who was in kindergarten with me.
Yeah.
Damn,
It's
the
like, oh
reconnect
my
of a
goodness.
century.
Yeah, so
Wow.
that-
Honestly, the same thing. I did.
Yeah, like, went to the same elementary school, went to the same middle school, went to the same high school, and the same university.
Yeah.
And had the same class.
So then Jason comes in, freaking.
I know absolutely no one. I enter the school. I go through the whole orientation thing. I make no friends at the orientation thing, like at all. And then I come in on like the first day of school, and I don't do anything until football.
Yeah, did you go
I
practice
end
the
up-
first day of school?
I didn't. I didn't know we were going to have it on the first day of school. I had never gone to a club, never gone to a sport. I didn't think it was a thing on the first day. It was one of those things that I expected to not happen until like the first month. And then I heard and I was told, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah,
My bad.
When did you actually show up? Because I remember one day being like, I don't think he was here the day before. And
It was the second day. And I remember it because I did the strong arm I joined the strong arm competition.
Didn't Coach grill you or something like that? I'd be like, "Where the hell were you yesterday?" You're like, "Oh, I didn't know this was a thing," and I was like, "What the hell?"
Actually, no, I dodged that. It was one of the
was
dudes that I had
else, yeah.
started talking to,
Uh-huh.
who actually got caught about not being there the day before. And I'm just sitting in the background, like, thank God I'm so silent.
Like, oh, dude, that's tough for you.
Exactly. And
Just
I'm just
smile
taking,
and
I'm just
wave.
like writing the note in my head, like, do not admit was not here day before.
We'll get murdered.
Will
Well-
get yelled at.
I mean, honestly though, but the people that I knew from like elementary and junior high, I really didn't talk to after like the first 3 months of high school, because
Yeah.
once you actually like sit there and you get to like actually know the people in your class, and I sit there and I'm like, fuck the people from my old stuff. Like they were
Yeah.
either assholes or they really didn't talk to you.
Well, what happens with especially with the school district, each time you go to a new school, you're going to meet a bunch of new people that you've never met, and you're going to have the people that already know you. So a lot of people, once they go to the new school, take the time to try to reinvent themselves and try to do something different that they didn't do in the previous school, right? Because there's nothing worse than falling into the same like category or whatever that
Yeah.
you were in the previous
See,
school.
my high school was around my 12th school.
So you didn't have to
my
reinvent yourself.
my point, like I had already reached the point where I was out of me's to come up with, and I was bored with the idea of coming up with new ones.
But see, I mean that's the thing. Like when you're younger, going to like different schools, right? Like, you get pegged as like for example, let's say you get pegged as a jock, right? Well, maybe that you like doing a bunch
I
of
got
stuff.
pegged as a senior.
Yeah, you did.
What?
that sounded so wrong.
That's sent into 2 meetings.
Vouch go wow wow.
Those were the kids on the football team at
What?
the other school.
I was gonna say what?
Can you even bring that up? Oh,
No,
man.
I can't bring that up more in specific, otherwise we'll give away our location.
I was gonna say what? A senior citizen or like? What's
Yeah, no. I was talking about how my first lunch I sat down at a lunch table, and a group of like 3 seniors come and like, hey, can we sit with you? And I just kind of like nod my head with my little lunch box, with my little salami sandwich, just munching and staring as these 3 obvious seniors are talking about freshmen and their plans, and I'm just like, oh, Jesus Christ.
You're like,
this sandwich is good.
I'm of the age they are talking about, and they are not my age. I like salami.
I knew it was coming.
yeah, I was waiting for it too.
No, but I'm more curious about like your sporting venture, because I never really knew how yours started at all.
Oh yeah, so my sporting adventure, like, because I actually wanted to do sports from a young age, because, so to preface, my family's a very big like college football fan, specifically for like our hometown college, because my grandfather went there, my grandmother went there, my dad went there, my mom went there. We it's just a thing,
Family tradition.
Yeah, it is family tradition. So I was going to football games, like for college football games, since I was like 2 or 3. Like I remember my first game, and I remember the other team got an interception, and I don't know why I was angry, but like everyone else was like, that's fucking stupid. You're right there standing up and getting mad, and I was like, yeah, they can't take the ball from us, and like, well, no, actually they can. I'm like, what do you mean? But that was like my first interaction with sports, and ever since then I was like, I'm going to do that. I want to play football for this team, and that was the one thing I had in mind. And so like I grew up in this like culture of this football team,
Right.
like associating myself with everything of it, and like whenever I played football I'd always pick number 40, the number 42, I think it was. I would try to, I'd never get it, but because that was like one of the famous football players on this team. And so like I just really like, so I always wanted to play football, so I would just ask my parents to sign me up for football. Now I played like soccer and baseball and all those other stuff beforehand because my parents just wanted to keep me busy, but I genuinely fell in love with football around the age of like 3 to 4 is when I like wanted to play it. But I actually fell in love with the sport around the age of 8, where like I didn't know what I was doing if I wasn't playing football. Like if I wasn't going to school, coming home, doing homework, then going to football practice.
Right.
Like that was my life until, and it was always Pop Warner football. Until high school, and even after high school, it was just do the homework in the opposite direction. It was football then homework, right? So like I just always loved it, and it was just always the thing I did. And I'm not the most athletic person. Like I said, I would be the guy at the running club being like, I can't beat these people. I'm not gonna do. Like I was never the fastest. I was never the strongest. I was just always the guy on the field who had the most determination. Like I would get in on plays, and the guy would like take off running down the field, and I'd be like the lineman dude chasing his ass. I'd be the only one chasing him, right? Because I was the only one who like played because I loved the sport. But and so like I did a lot of sports in high school because that's what the football coaches said. You know, they said, hey, you guys got to go and do like these. You got to go do wrestling. You got to go do track and field. Even though I didn't want, I was like, I hate running, so I'm just gonna throw discus.
Yeah.
You didn't make it very far in wrestling or track and field, but I didn't last very long in track and field either.
I think we only did track and field the 1 year, right? And
Well, that's because like we didn't learn anything. We didn't do anything. We basically didn't do anything. We didn't succeed in anything.
he taught us because they taught him in junior high.
Yeah,
but
I
our
actually got
coach,
taught in junior high.
our coach refused to teach us how to throw because
So I was
he's
just like, screw it. I know how to do it. I'll show you guys.
but we got in trouble for knowing how to throw it properly because
They wouldn't let me do how I learned how to do it in the grade before, because I learned a technique where you weren't supposed to like they really didn't teach
no.
the younger kids because they didn't want you to get hurt. But I'm like, I already knew how to do
No,
it.
he didn't teach us because he didn't want to. He just would sit there and like I think he'd take a nap during.
He just didn't care because he was like, just waiting for football.
Yeah, legitimately.
Mhm.
Like I'm just doing this to collect a paycheck.
Because like I learned how to spin while spinning while throwing, like allowed you to get more velocity when you threw it, so you actually got more of a distance, and it helped a lot. Like,
Yeah.
but it was just to create more momentum. But apparently,
I will never forget that tournament where me and you traded records.
Yeah. So like I was always really good at discus, and I sucked at shot put.
And I was always really good at shot put, but I was okay at best at discus.
And it was it was state meet. It was the state meet, and we both made it for both events. I sucked at discus. Like I couldn't get anything in.
We literally traded scores. He got what I normally would have gotten in discus and what I normally would have gotten in shot put, but I got what he normally would have got for discus and what he normally got for shot put. And it was the most whack thing. Like,
And I was
it,
just
like,
sitting
it
there.
made no sense.
I think I made it number 1 in our school that year for shot put, and I'm like, me?
Yeah.
Skinny me?
Yeah.
90
Because you took
pounds
my
soaking
numbers.
No, it was more like one.
No,
No,
it was 90
It
pounds
was
soaking
90
wet.
freshman year.
Your
at the-
freshman,
at
yeah,
the-
dude.
Like after like the first quarter of
Dude, we
freshman
we
year, I
hadn't
made
really
it to
even-
95, and then after that, I started gaining weight. I
We
was
hadn't even really hit the weight room yet. They didn't really teach us how.
no, I was at like 125 at the end of freshman year.
Bullshit.
I was
No,
200.
dead ass.
Bullshit.
Yeah, no,
dude.
I
I
know.
was like
No.
105.
No, Michael, he was because I remember being pissed because I was like, how the hell do you weigh more than me? I'm a
freshman
lineman.
year was when I also hit what was it when I maxed at almost 300 on squat?
No, that
No.
was your sophomore year. Dude.
Was it
Sophomore
sophomore
year.
year?
You did not. You didn't hit that till sophomore
Dude,
year.
no. The best anyone did freshman year was like 225, and that was like one of the linemen.
Yeah, well,
Maybe,
like
yeah, it was probably sophomore year then, because I was the start. Yeah, I also hit 225 on power clean.
Because like I
No, you're wrong. Because my group made it to 315.
freshman year,
Yeah.
no shot.
Because one of the members on my group left freshman year. We didn't have him sophomore year. So and I remember him.
There's no
spotting
way
me.
because our group, the record got to like, what was it, like 460 something, right by the end of it. There's no way that we hit like 300.
Well, the dude who
freshman
got
year.
315 is the one who left.
yeah, he got pulled up to varsity.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember. Who
He
that
got
was
pulled up
at
to
all.
varsity, and by the end of the year, he was gone.
No, it was the linebacker. I don't want to say his name, but I know.
I think I know.
Exactly what I'm
I
trying
think
to
I know
avoid
who
as
you're
well.
talking about. We'll talk later though.
Yeah. No, but he's right. They hit 300. I remember that because I remember being like, wow, okay, I guess it makes sense that Jason's in that group, you know.
Well, I ended up, if I remember correctly, I ended up getting kicked out of the group because I wasn't strong enough.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Something like that.
I remember I was lifting with you
me
and-
being 200 pounds already, I wasn't strong enough.
Dude, I was like the strength person in the weight room. Like, you came to my group if you wanted to get stronger, specifically on bench, right? Because I had a crap bench, but no one really spotted bench that well, and so, welcome to the Dog Podcast. There are dogs. They exist. Hello. But we started off like obviously pretty crappy with weights on bench because we were young freshmen. I figured out how to spot really well and how to how to lift more on bench. And so people would come to me, they'd come to my group, stay with me for a couple weeks, do more than I could do, and then move on. And I was just kind of like in that cycle. And so I helped a lot of people like improve on bench. Not so much freshman year, but more sophomore year.
And then it ended up being just us three in a group all the time.
I think it was
I
sophomore
think
year.
I remember exactly one day where I got put in your group, and I didn't last more than a day on your group for no other reason than they needed to put me up at a higher weight.
Yeah. Well, because I mean, you were already lifting more than we could do anyway, so.
Well, no, because every now and again I'd be in your same group as arms because for some reason I could match you in arms, but I couldn't.
My
could
arms
never.
were shit, but that's because I've always had stronger legs because, these calves.
God damn.
You sure it's not
Look
the
at
thunder thighs?
Well, my thunder thighs only help.
God.
Bro, that echoed a little bit more than I was comfortable
Yeah,
with.
I was like, I hope I can just soundbite that slap right there.
Yeah.
Fuck,
The
man.
mic wasn't anywhere near
That
it,
was
so
hot.
it's gonna be rough.
Yeah.
You asked for
I
the
got turned
thunder?
on and I was not prepared.
God.
I can make some rocks go form.
Oh, but dude, I sucked when it came to anything legs. The only thing I was good at was deadlifting. Like I hit like 3.
Deadlifting is the hardest.
I hit something in the 300s by the time I left, but before I went to university, I hit 415 on deadlift, which
think
I was
that's-
proud of that.
Deadlift's more on your form.
Remember
than
hip
anything else.
thrusts?
Oh, those are so much fun.
Do you remember when I put 4 plates on each side?
Yeah, because you're dumb. And you couldn't even get it up.
No, I did
Wait.
it.
You got
I
one.
did it. He watched me.
You got one, right?
No, you turned around.
No.
You walked away. For
You
something.
walked away after you saw how stupid
I was
this
like,
was.
This is ridiculous.
While we were setting it
How many
up.
did you get?
I think I did one set, which I think was
Yeah.
like 5.
Yeah.
They were so awkward to do on those benches too, because your like back was digging into the metal part, and it was just so weird.
Well, that's why I
Ugh.
didn't do it again.
Well, not to mention we're all a bunch of young, dumb, and full of cum sophomores.
Okay, that was.
The way you described that is so
a little
bad.
bit sus there, but all right.
No, but we're just like.
I'm so confused. I'm young.
It
dumb,
also
and full of
occurred to
what
me.
now? Excuse
Dumb.
me. Don't you mean testosterone?
No, I was just because the entire time I was doing it, was
What sides are you breast?
literally the entire time I was doing that, I was like, is this what it's supposed to feel like? Because this feels awkward as shit, man. Because I was like, what the hell is this, man?
Welcome to the First Time Podcast.
I mean,
Well, we're talking
All
about
right,
first
let's
times.
get back. Let's get. I remember being pissed at you for being strong as hell on arms, and then you being pissed at me for being better at legs. And I'm like, fuck.
No, I didn't really give a shit that you were better at me than legs. I more or less was like, how? I was just confused. How is this skinny twig fuck lifting double or triple my weight in legs? I was so confused.
I
I'm
think
like,
I
this
was
is-
the one who was personally
this is
offended,
an
'cause you got
anomaly.
me by 5 pounds, Justin. You beat me by 5 pounds, and I was pissed. I was
When at the at the very
sophomore
end?
year, at the very end of sophomore year. I was
Was
like,
it?
yeah, I was like, what
Yeah,
the
it
fuck? I'm a
was.
lineman. What? How that? Because I couldn't. I hit a limit,
I
and I
remember it was-
couldn't get past it.
I remember I was over 300. I made it to at least.
You were at 315.
I think I was at
doing-
315.
I tried 320 3 times. I just couldn't get it.
did I
So-
ever tell you guys about the time I had to do 285 20 times?
What?
What?
God.
Wait,
So-
was it on?
It was in wrestling. In wrestling, we focus a lot more on endurance training and hypobolic, blah, 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 blah. So I had to do 80% of my max 20 times.
Oh.
early on when I was in wrestling,
That sucks.
and so I had to do 100. I had to do 225 20 times. Problem is, I'm the biggest person in wrestling,
No.
so
Nobody can spot you.
nobody could spot me, and I didn't think I could do that 20 times. So the coach, the brand new coach, that's super tiny, comes over and he has to spot me, and a part of my brain's like, if I fall, he's not saving me.
He's dead
And
too.
I'm almost certain that's the only reason I was able to do all 20, is because my brain realized that if I failed, I was fucked.
Yeah. You were in deep shit at that point, yeah. That sounds awful, dude.
Oh, it was so bad. I lowered it to 185 after that because I couldn't do it again.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
My legs were already jello, and
Yeah.
I still remember
the number of sign
I
bites I'm
still remember
providing.
the coach who always watched over us doing power cleans.
Oh my
And then-
god.
And then I walked up wanting to do 225 for power clean sophomore
on.
year.
Can we just talk about how hilarious? Because we had 3 coaches in
In
our weight room. We had the weight room coach. We had
The football.
our head football coach, and then we had the defensive head football coach. And it was the funniest thing. There was such a power struggle dynamic in there, and it was not subtle. Like, the head coach would start yelling at somebody. The weights coach felt like they had to start yelling at somebody to show some authority, so they just picked some random person out of the crowd. And then the defensive coach, like, he was always kind of the worst with it, because he would just, like, eeny, meeny, miny, fuck you.
Work harder, damn it!
even if you were doing your stuff like to the fucking T. I got yelled at one time, and I'm like, dude, I'm doing this correctly. Let's talk later. I'll shape you up. Like, ugh. Like,
It was the weights coach, not our head coach, not our defensive coach. It was the weights coach who comes up and just sits there and looks at me, and I'm like 225, and then she just, what? And then I do it, and
What?
what?
Nani?
And I'm like, bitch.
I don't even remember the coaches yelling that much. I think it was just because, like,
Oh, okay.
No, it was
okay.
all the
So
time. I
I
remember
guess
that.
this was more so a varsity thing then, because it was always in the mornings, like at like 4 a.m. We'd be in there.
that's why I don't remember it. I was still asleep.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
into a wall.
You had left football at that time, but I was like the only one there struggling.
No, I was
still.
there junior year.
You were there junior year?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Okay.
were there junior
I
year.
was there
Me,
too.
You were still no
No, you
no
were.
First half, yeah.
no
Yeah.
no
No, you weren't.
your
No,
ass
you
was
left
grass
sophomore.
after sophomore year. Okay,
You were there for spring training for junior
you were there
year.
spring training, and then you got hurt summer training. And
Oh,
then
yeah,
stopped.
that's
Yeah, you
right.
got-
Right,
you got-
like first game before the season. That's
Didn't
when I
you
got.
need, like, some surgery done, too?
Yeah, I fucked up my knee.
Damn,
Yeah,
dude.
he fucked it up in summer camp.
Big
and
Yeah.
oof.
He couldn't continue on with
That's
the
right.
season.
I was there. I just wasn't able to do shit.
Yeah, you're just kind of looking at us like, hey,
But
it's fun watching
basically-
you
It's
get
like,
yelled
I'm
at.
here.
Basically, the coaches, the 3 coaches that were in there supervising us, every time someone started yelling, or one of the coaches started yelling, the other 2 felt like they had to be on par, or they would get left behind, and then they would start yelling. It was great.
I legitimately only remember the defensive coordinator walking around telling bad jokes. That's all I remember. And it's probably because
And then just start randomly yelling for no reason.
yeah.
once the
I was
main
gonna say
coach
he would always
started yelling.
follow it up with yelling, but
I
still,
know
that's
I've
the only
talked
time I remember
so
yelling.
to you about this, but I will never forget one of my favorite parts of practice every day back then, because of a certain last part is replaced with sack.
Oh yeah.
So there was this dude who took seniority almost too for granted, and he always pretended like just because we were 1 year younger than him, he could just walk all over us.
He was hot shit.
See, funny thing is, I was the one who was sat across from him on the line, has to be his practice partner. Yeah, I punched him in the face every go, every time.
Not like just right. Like
No,
you,
no,
like,
no,
got
no.
up and
So you go up, and I here's the thing is because the coaches could see me on my right side. I would have my right hand do the correct thing, but my left hand go straight for his chin. Just go coom every time. And here's the thing: because I did that each time, it would stun him just enough for me to look like he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. So he gets yelled at by the coach every single time
So
he
good.
went up against me. And one of the times he literally yells at the coach like, because I'm obviously not doing what I'm supposed to.
He was an ass though. To be fair,
He was a
deserved it.
horrible
Yeah,
person.
he really
There was a
was.
reason why the last part of his name was replaced with sack,
We just called him nutsack after a while.
Yeah, pretty much.
pretty much. And it's because he was a dick. So I treated him like it, and I beat
I
him.
really did not like that kid.
No, he was just an asshole for because, like Jason said, he got all high and
he had a
mighty.
superiority complex, even though he was really bad.
For a
He's
superiority
probably the worst lineman on across the ball.
Yeah, like it was.
I mean,
he was comically
Okay,
bad.
that being said, now that Jason says that, I'm like, he might have been the worst lineman because Jason was fucking with him so much. That might have been why.
I probably like there
Yeah.
were some times where I probably almost gave him a concussion
But like,
because like the more angrier I was at him at that day, the harder I hit him in the face that day.
Because he would just shit talk for no reason too. He would just be like, "I'm better than all
I
y'all."
still made him look like a piece of shit.
Yeah, that sounded pretty bad when I first heard that story.
Oh yeah,
You'll find arrogant pricks in any sport you play.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
And-
we have a lot of.
I just got lucky, and I don't
No,
take
yeah.
shit very well. If you give me enough shit, I'm gonna make sure you get it back. You just won't like it.
talk shit, get hit.
No, because
Yep.
when I played soccer for a while, there was we'd always get new players every year, and I wasn't. I was pretty good at defense when I got there, but I had it polished by a coach who worked with me, and by the end of my time in soccer, I was easily one of the best defenders in my age in the state, like no doubt. It was just I remember there was this one smug fucking kid who came in the team for a total of 2 months, left because of me.
nice.
Because he was like, oh yeah, I'm like the best. It fucking turned off.
Yeah.
Hand. And
That's more editing work. Shit.
yeah, again, you'll find pricks in every sport. It's not just football or whatever. Because I had one in soccer, and he left the team because of me. And whenever he went up against me, he'd never win. Like, I would always be able to stop him, no matter what he tried on me. I remember he played one tournament with us, and he was pretty good. It's just because he doubted everyone else, and he still didn't respect me because he's just like, oh, you only like kicked it up in between my legs, and it's like, you still can't get past me.
You still lost.
Like you still like the whole thing is like when
trash,
you
dude.
have the ball, it's in play. When you don't, it's done. So it's just like if I can kick it away from you or pass it to another teammate, you've lost.
An L is an L, bitch.
Yeah, just take it with pride and get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah.
But no, I'm always the guy who's just like I let my play speak for my words rather than me talking to you. I'm gonna shut you down my own way. So that's really it. And I think that's gonna top off episode 4.
Yeah, probably should be a good stop.
Sports
Yep.
part 1.
Sports part 1. We're just gonna have many parts.
We want to keep talking about sports. So, spoiler episode 5, sports continued.
Sports, very much.
So if you wonder
continued.
why we haven't changed in our appearance, it's because we're filming the next one.
No, it's because we don't bathe.
That's true. That's why Michael wears Packers jerseys every day.
Listen, this is the first time we have not filmed on a Sunday. Excuse me for repping my team.
Honestly,
we happen to
man.
film on a Saturday, and I'm still repping my
fine.
team.
Next time we do it on a Sunday, I'm wearing my team.
I always rep my team on Sundays.
We're just making a joke, okay? Relax.
See, if I repped what team I
I'm
used
not.
to have a jersey for, they would know the answer to the earlier question of
Not
where I
necessarily.
came from. No, they would.
Well, I
I
technically
can't
don't come from this
Yeah, I
current
was
state
gonna say.
anyway.
I don't come from the state that I'm a fan of.
Well, I'm not even a fan of it anymore. I just had a jersey to have a jersey.
I'm an import to the state, so
Same.
You know what? I really just want a shirt that says sports, so I can just wear it to any sporting event.
Sports.
There's only one sport that I'll watch with one team, really, and that's it. And everything else, I'm like.
I at one point really wanted a hockey jersey.
2 arms flexing and just in between it, sports.
Nah, that's great.
Nah, I think I'll just get some affiliate deals.
No, but thank you for watching episode 4. We really appreciate it. I will have all the links to our social media and our Twitch, which we hope to start actually streaming on it religiously. soon. So that'll be the hope there. Thank you all for watching. It has been a fun time. Stay ignorant, stupids.
Stay introverted.
Sports.
Sports.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. What the
Jalapenos.
Oh.
Oh.